Okay, so today is day 4, and I will be talking about classroom management. So, good evening, teachers, principals, academic managers, and everyone here. Welcome to day 4 of our training, classroom language training. Today's topic is classroom management. And so we will learn how to manage students using English by not shouting and not translating all the time in our head. And the most important thing is we just need to use simple English, not complicated one or not long sentences. Before we continue with today's lesson on classroom management, I would like to review day 3. On day 3, it was 2 days ago, we learned how to ask questions, give clear instructions, and use polite language in the classroom. Now we will do true or false quiz to check our understanding. This is not an exam or a test. It is just to help us learn better and to remember what we did, let's say, the other day. So just say true or false. Number 1, we ask questions to check students' understanding. True or false?
True.
True.
Two.
Thank you. Yeah.
True.
So it's true, right? So your answer is correct. So we ask questions to check students' understanding and whether they understand the lesson really well or not. What about number 2? Open your book is a question.
False.
So what is it exactly? If it is not a question, so what is it?
It is comment.
Oh,
Comment.
very good. Yeah. That is a command or that is an instruction, not a question. So that is false. What about number 3? Teachers should speak clearly when giving instructions.
True.
True. Thank you. Good. So clear speech helps students understand. So we need to speak very clearly. Even though we don't have very good pronunciation, in many cases that's totally fine. The most important thing is we just need to speak clearly. And in some cases, we need to speak slowly, especially when we are teaching children. What about number 4? Can you listen, please? Is a polite question.
True.
True.
Two.
True, right? Because of this word, please.
Please.
Yeah, words like can and please and a soft tone make it polite. What about number 5? Giving too many instructions at one time is helpful for students.
False.
False. You are right. So too many instructions can confuse students, right? For that reason, we should give one instruction at a time. Instead of asking 2 or 3 questions at one time, we should ask only one question. By that way, they will be clear on what they need to do. We can clear out their confusion. Thank you. Now we will go to number 6 questions. I've prepared 10 questions in total. So number 6, instructions should be short and simple.
True.
True, yeah. So even older students, it works really well. Short instructions are easier to follow. If we give longer sentences, that's not very okay in many cases. And number 7, we can use actions and gestures when giving instructions.
True.
True, yeah. So actions and body language gestures, that's true, right? So actions help students understand, especially young learners or teaching children, because they are just trying to learn for the first time in many cases. So when we use our body language, it really helps them. And number 8, what is your name is an example of a classroom question. True or false?
True.
Yes, that is correct. So what's your name helps students practice speaking. And so we can also learn about them, and we can learn their name, and we can also tell them what our name is. Number nine, teachers should always shout to make students listen.
False. False. False.
Okay. Yeah. So we shouldn't always shout at our students to get their attention or to um, make them listen to what we are saying. The shouting isn't good classroom management, right? So we should use calm voice, eyes contact, and clear instructions. And so you are right. So we shouldn't always shout to make students listen. Number 10, the last one, asking questions helps students speak more English.
True. True.
True, right? Okay, it's exactly. Questions give students chances to speak. If we ask good questions, and they can think about what they're doing and why they're doing this or that, and so it can encourage them to speak English more. That's correct. So you understand the lesson really well because all of your answers are correct. That is very encouraging. So reflection is about related to the previous lesson. It was Wednesday, let's say. Now think about your own classroom, and then your teaching styles, and then the way you are using in your classroom. Do you can ask these two questions. Do I ask questions every day? You do, right?
Yes.
And just only answer to yourself. And the second question is, are my instructions short and clear? What do you think of yourself? When you give instructions to your students, are they short and clear, or are they easier to follow? Answer to yourself, okay? So this is just only to reflect on our own. So you don't need to give your answer to me. That's totally fine. So for today, our lesson will be about managing our class better. So it is this classroom management. And so classroom management, and we are ready for this topic. Let's learn how to keep students focused, use English calmly, manage the classroom with confidence. And sometimes it takes experience because being able to speak the language and then being able to teach that language are two separate things or two different things. For example, I speak Burmese really well. So generally speaking, even though I'm not very good at giving a speech, I can understand Burmese and I can communicate in Burmese with other people without having any problems. But I don't know how to teach Burmese language. It's also the same here as the classroom management. Sometimes it takes experience, it takes more skills. So we need to learn. And even though some teachers are very good at their subjects, and so the things that they have to do in the classroom, um, we may be weak at classroom management. It's possible. And so this is very important. And so today, the objectives will be here four things as follows that you can see. The first one is, I hope teachers will be able to use English to manage students' behavior by the end of today's lesson, and to be able to give clear classroom rules and routines, to get students' attention in English, and then to be able to handle noise and movement politely in some ways. So we can think about English language. English is not only for teaching lessons, it's also for managing behavior. So think about this question: what is classroom management? Okay, so here I wrote down some ideas. Classroom management is not punishment, it's guidance. And we try to make our classroom to be more organized. So classroom management means keeping students focused. We try to get their attention by setting some rules or by um, making them follow the rules that we have in the classroom. Um, Another thing is managing time and activities in the classroom. If the classroom is very noisy, probably the teacher is um, weak at controlling the students, or maybe the very first time in the classroom. Because sometimes we also need to build a relationship with our students, especially when we are teaching children. And if we don't have a good relationship, or the students don't know or who we are, so they might not pay attention to us. So there might be many scenarios, but classroom management means managing time and activities in the classroom. And it also includes creating a safe and respectful classroom. Because in classroom, usually there's a mixed group of students. We don't have the same level, or all the students don't know really well and they can understand each other. For that reason, as a teacher, we need to create a safe and respectful classroom. Uh, this is not very easy, but we should try to do it as much as we can as a teacher or as the leader in the classroom. The last one, it can refer to helping learning happen smoothly. So in the classroom, it's not a private classroom. We're not tutoring our students. Usually, it will have more than 5 students. For that reason, we need to make sure our teaching or students' learning happen smoothly. So this is about 4 main ideas of classroom management. Okay. Another question that we need to think about is why classroom management is important. And so I will be talking about good classroom management. So if our classroom management is good, students listen and lessons move smoothly. So there will be less noise because they pay attention to the lessons and they are listening to the teacher. They are excited about the lesson, what the teacher has to say. So the classroom is less noisy and it's not very loud. Another thing is more learning. They will learn better, and so from the teacher parts, they can teach the lesson really well because there is no distraction. Let's say there is little distraction, and students will be happy if we can manage the classroom really well. So teachers feel confident, and English can be more. We can use English more in the classroom as well. Um, if the students are happy, and then teachers will gain their confidence as well, and we can use English better in the classroom. But on the other hand, our management is poor or is not very good, students will be noisy. And maybe in some cases, it's not the teacher's fault because let's say we have many students to handle, and in the classroom there are um, a mixed group of students. Some students are older, some students are younger. So in that case, and we have a noisy class, not because of the teacher, but because of their students. Another scenario is about, let's say, controlling many students in the classroom, usually children. Or when we are using active learning approach, sometimes the classroom can be noisy as well. So, but in that case, it's not the teacher's fault because we are letting them control the learning style. So there are some exceptions as well. But if generally speaking, if our classroom management is not good, students will be noisy. And so what the teacher have to do, most of the cases, the teacher will have to shout. And they can't use English any longer. So English is forgotten, and the classroom management For that reason, classroom management helps English teaching. We also need to learn some of their skills on the internet, and we can also read some articles about it. So I listed 5 reasons why good classroom management matters. Let me move on to the next slide. So before teaching, we must get student attention. All right, here. So there are some useful English phrases. So listen, please. Eyes on me. Usually, when we teach children, we have to use this phrase. Eyes on me. We can also use our body language like clap, clap, clap. Eyes on me. And so when the teacher clap like 2 times or 3 times, it depends on the teacher's style. And so we would say eyes on me. And every student, some students are talking, but they will stop talking and then they need to look at the teacher. So we also need to rehearse that thing, and we also need to do together with our students. So there are some techniques that we need to apply, especially when we are teaching children and younger students, because their retention is very short compared to teenagers or young adults. For that reason, we need some techniques when we want to get our students' attention. We can also say, look here, and stop and listen, and hands on the desk. So there are like some kind of techniques and some kind of language that we need to use to get students' attention. But we need to remember to say slowly and use actions. We need to use actions more, especially when we teach young children, because they like to do things. They don't want to stay quiet, or they don't want to stay without doing anything. So it's generally true for younger children. To get students' attention, we need to use some techniques. So it's related to teachers' techniques and then teaching methods as well. But today, that's not my goal. So I will elaborate on it. So I would just skip it. But to get students' attention, in short, we need to use some techniques and some kind of phrases to get students' attention. It's also depends on who we are teaching. Right. So classroom management is also related to getting students' attention. If we can control the class really well, we will get students' attention. So we can use some of the phrases. I've listed some examples here. Listen, please. Eyes on me. And look here. And by showing them a picture or something. And stop and listen. But we should always smile in the classroom. By that way, they may feel like we are very friendly. And hands on your desk. So some of their couple of phrases are just only for younger children, like eyes on me and eyes on the hands on your desk. So these instructions belong to children. So classroom rules must be short, clear, and easy to remember. So classroom rules, simple English. So we don't need to use vocabulary or words that are related to academic English that we don't use in our everyday life. So we should use simple English when we make classroom rules. So by that way, they will remember better, right? So example, sit nicely, or raise your hand if you have a question or if you want to say something. Don't interrupt. So we can make a list of the rules in our classroom. So be quiet, please. But instead of setting the rules by ourselves, we should make the rules with our students. By that way, they are also accountable for the rules. Um, so another one is no running in the classroom, or be kind, or be kind to each other. So rules should be short and clear. So we shouldn't use long sentences. Simple English works best. About the classroom rules, maybe some of the teachers they already have classroom rules in their own classrooms. But for me, I usually have three rules in my classroom. The first one is speaking English. The second one is uh, s- speak only speak only in English. The second one is um, don't be noisy when we are learning a lesson. The third one is don't shout. Students, especially younger children, they can't control themselves. They can't manage their emotions really well. If they want to say something, they tend to be shout. They tend to be shouting at the teacher and then at their friends. That is not very good. So I try to manage that thing. By that way, I can make my classroom um, controllable. I only have three rules most of the time. I don't have the other rules normally. But you can set the rules as you like. If you think you need more rules for your classroom, you can do that. But whatever we do, we need to use simple English. We shouldn't use complex sentences or complicated English because it's not necessary. So this is about classroom management and then setting some rules in the classroom. Let me go to the next slide. And so managing noise. So we all have to experience this kind of thing in the classroom. When students are noisy, um, what do you do? Do you shout or what do you do? And so we need to use these phrases as examples. Teacher language. You can say quiet, please. And but we should be calm and we should be fun as well. We should use soft voice. By that way, they will notice that the teacher is talking, but they don't hear what the teacher is saying. So they will also quiet down. Let's be quiet and too loud. You are too loud. So too loud, and then thank you for being quiet. So expressing our thanks uh, when they are quiet. So one thing that we need to learn is when students are noisy, we shouldn't shout. Our tone is very important, but we should be serious. But we shouldn't shout at them. Otherwise, like they're shouting and we're also shouting. Um, so that means we can control in another word. It's showing that we can control our classroom and we are shouting. And they might be quiet because they fear their teacher or they are afraid of something. But that is not a good technique because that works only for the short term. But for the long run, it doesn't work. So we should calm and we should be fun and we should also be patient and we should be serious. By that way, they will learn not to make noise or not to talk too much when the teacher is teaching. So that is something that you should try in the classroom. When the students are noisy or they're not listening to you, you should be serious. You are the teacher. Um, you should stand firm in front of the class and then be a little serious, but don't shout at them. So just try it. I think you will learn something out of it. So these are some of the examples that you can use. But when they are shouting to the teacher, we should try to manage their emotions and then their feelings by letting them know that, oh, we can hear you, but um, um, just speak to me clearly, but don't shout at me because we all can hear you. No one is interrupting you. So something like that, we can remind our students. That's something you can try. And so after this one, at the end of today's session, you can also share your techniques and then your knowledge if you like. You're welcome to do so. I am also happy to hear from you. I can also learn from you. Right. And another one is managing movement. We can use send commands. And there are also kinetic learners, students, they like to use movement and um, physical gestures and the other things. Usually, it's true for children. Children move a lot. That is normal. But we need to use clear commands like example here, stand up or sit down, line up, come here, and go back to your seat. And we also need to show with our hands by giving them an example and by making them know what they need to do. So usually when we are controlling or taking care of children, we need to manage their movement because they can't stand still. They like to move a lot. So this one is, generally speaking, it's true for teachers who are teaching children, kindergarten or grade 1 or grade 2 children. So we should try it. But we should use we should be calm and we should use soft voice and they will appreciate it. That's my experience and that's my technique or something that I usually do. I don't usually shout at them. Sometimes if they're not listening to me, I go to them. I go to them and talk to them. Hey, don't shout or don't be too noisy. The teacher's talking, something like that, even in the assembly as well. So this is about managing movement. And positive words change students' behavior. So another, this slide is related to positive classroom language. We should have positive thinking and positive feelings as well, and by showing with our actions and our words. So if we encourage good behavior, they will be happy. Even they don't like to do that, they will try. At least they should try doing that. So positive words change students' behavior. So we should encourage our students to have good behavior. Example, you all know that, and you are all using these phrases, I guess. So like good job or well done. And thank you for listening. I like how you sit. If that student is sitting nicely during the exam without moving or without talking, so we can praise that student. So I like how you said and excellent. All right, we can also say thank you for listening, and then I like how you said excellent and praise is stronger than punishment. So instead of punishing our students, we should try to find good things and then praise them to do better. So positive words can change students' behavior. So we should create positive classroom environment by using positive language, by praising them, by encouraging them, even though they're not doing really well in the classroom. We should try to encourage them to do better and better day by day. So by that way, we can manage our classroom better and better. But I don't think we will see the result very, very quickly. It can take time because we are dealing with different kinds of students every day and every year. Sometimes it works really well, but sometimes it doesn't. So we need to find a new way. So being a teacher isn't very easy in so many ways. So another thing is dealing with problems. And when a student misbehaves, we need to speak kindly but friendly. Fun voice but kind face. We are not angry with our students, but we are showing them, let's say, some ways, or we are guiding them what they need to do. So instead of shouting, we will say, even though we are angry, we won't show our anger to them. So we will say, instead of shouting, we will say, please sit down. But we will be serious. So they can see by looking at our face. We'll be a little serious when they are breaking the rules or when they are not respectful to their fellow students or classmates. Please sit down. Let's try it again. When they make mistakes, we say, let's try it again. So because it's a common mistake and um, students, including the teacher, they can um, they can make these kind of mistake. But we can be careful. We'll try it again. And we should use that kind of language and then be careful. Be careful. Yeah. 2 days ago, some of the teacher gave me like some questions when they want to check their students' understanding. I like the way they pose their questions. They say, why why did you choose that answer? Um, let's try it again. Something like that. Can you tell me in another way? So those questions are very, very interesting and very powerful. He is also the same. Let's try it again. Be careful, and that's not okay. Follow the rules, please. So we just remind students, but we don't try to find the fault within. We will just trying to show the right way that they need to do. So these are some of the things that you can use, and you can also share your ways. Um, no problem, teacher. Teacher Bui is okay. Okay, so you can also try your own way, and then you can share your experience and some of the teaching techniques, and then the things that you have um, to share with all of us at the end of today's training. And let me go to the next slide. So one more thing is about classroom routines. So daily routines in English help students feel safe. If we use something normally, students also expect to do those things. Example, if I speak in Burmese every day in my classroom, the student they will expect me to speak in Burmese when I come into the classroom. But if I speak in English, they will also expect me to speak in English. So daily routines help students feel safe, and if we use let's say the patterns that we use every day, that help them learn better as well. So for today's sake, we can use these expressions or phrases in the classroom, like "Good morning, class," or "Let's begin." These are very easy, and you can do that. We all can do that. Take out your book, clean up, please, if their place is a little messy or dirty. So we can say, "Clean up, please." Goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. So we should use English every day. I like deep phrases. So greeting, and then and asking them to start the lesson, studying the lesson, or giving some commands and instructions, and then saying goodbye. So you can do that. And use the same phrase again and again every day when you go into the classroom, because that really helps. Repetition builds habits, and then they can also easily follow our instructions. We shouldn't change our the way we greet them every day. If you think they're ready to learn a new thing, you can change it. But before that time, we should use phrases that we normally use. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Another thing is our tone and body language. Classroom management is not only words. It also related to our actions and body language as well. So remember to speak clearly and to use eye contact when we speak to our students. And so we should smile. We should use hand signals, and we should stand confidently. Students copy our behavior as well. So believe me, students can imitate our actions and behavior, and they can do exactly what we do in the classroom. Especially boys, including girls as well. They can copy their. They can act like their teachers. The way the teacher talks, the way the teacher behaves, their students. They can even make jokes. So what I'm saying is, we should be a good example in the classroom. Don't underestimate our students. They are learning from us. So that's the thing that I learned. So for that reason, our tone and our body language are really important in the classroom. So we should speak clearly. We shouldn't shy away from them. We should be confident. We should speak clearly. We should use eye contact, and we should smile. We should use hand signals. If we use body language and hand signals, it means like we are confident. We know what we are doing, and we should also stand confidently as well. So these are some of the things that I want to share with you about classroom management. And now it's practice time. In breakout rooms, one teacher is the teacher and another teacher is, let's say, the student. And so you can practice in the breakout room. You can try to get attention from your partner. That would be another teacher, and manage your noise. Imagine like the classroom is noisy. What are you gonna say um, to your class in English? So it's a practice time, and no one is watching. Just try to use your time wisely. I will give you 10 minutes, and so you can also give some commands. So including rules. Example like um, you can give them some commands and including rules like next time I won't allow this one any longer. So don't eat during the lesson. We should pay respect to the teacher and then our fellow classmates. So don't eat during the class. So we should also like give some rules, right? Um, so please use only English. Don't use Burmese if you're okay. If you have like if you have a very difficult time only using English, maybe you should try to get some help from your partner and then ask them how to speak in English. By that way, like you are training your brain to use in English. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen a bit. So we just finished doing this, practicing by doing a role play. So this is real classroom example. Teachers can say eyes on me and then sit nicely. Good job, thank you. So these expressions are used to control the classroom or to manage the classroom really well. So the first phrase, as an example, students are noisy and they're not paying attention to their teacher. So teachers would say, especially this one is for teaching younger children. So eyes on me. And the teacher might clap, 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 and then eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. It's up to the teacher taste. So they can use different kinds of phrases and rhythm as well. And other than sit nicely, if the students is not sit really well. So again, this is about managing classroom. Good job, praising the student, and to do better and pay attention to the lesson as well. So this is just an example. So today's key sentences are listen please, be quiet please, or sit down, raise your hand, and good job. Right? These sentences are powerful tools in the classroom if we're serious and use them really well. Okay, this is about part one. So now let me go to the second part, and that is about general English. And now I will be talking about polite expressions in general English. That is also in your training schedule as well. So polite English helps us speak kindly and sound respectful and manage our classroom better. We can use these expressions inside and outside the classroom, not just only in the classroom. We can also use this language outside the classroom, no matter where. So let me go to the next slide. So the question is, why do we use polite expressions in the classroom? Or you can also think about outside the classroom. So we use polite expressions or polite language first to show respect, second to sound kind and friendly. We want to show our kindness and we want to show our friendliness to the people around us or to the people we are talking to. And third, to communicate clearly. If we are polite, that means the other people will also attend it. And then fourth, to build good relationships. If we are polite, the other person also expected to be polite, and they need to be polite as well. And finally, to be a good model for students. And that is in the classroom. Outside the classroom, to be a good role model or person we are talking to. So these are some of the reasons why we use polite expressions, not just only in the classroom, outside the classroom as well. So another polite words we use often are very common and very useful. So these are some common polite words. So like please, thank you, excuse me, sorry, and you're welcome. So we use these phrases or expressions all the time in our everyday life. So these words make our English sound gentle. It's not rude, it is gentle and polite. And the listener will be happy to hear, even though when they're angry, they can show their anger if we say please. If we say thank you, or excuse me, or sorry, or you're welcome. So that's why these words make our English sound better and gentle. So these small words make a big difference in our everyday life when we speak in English. In Burmese language, it's also the same. We just need to show our politeness to the people we are talking, especially someone who's older. It can be our principal, or it can be people who are older than us, or our parents. So in Burmese language, this also applies. Um, and we use please when we ask or tell someone to do something, to be polite or to show our politeness. Example, please sit down and open your book, please. And can you help me, please? So please can be at the beginning or the end of the sentence. It can be at the beginning or it can be at the end. Either one is fine. Both are correct. So we use please to be polite. Another in our everyday life, another thing is we say thank you, and we also reply in a polite way. And it also depends on who we are talking to. If we are talking to a friend, we would say like this, that's okay, or no problem. But if we are talking to someone who is older than us, it can be the age, or it can be position, our principal, or someone who is older than us. We need to be polite. So we would say, "You're welcome." So there are two kind of situations that we learn or talked about on the very first day: formal situations and informal situations. So we can say thank you, or we can just say thanks, no problem. And we can also say thank you very much or thanks a lot. So we can reply, you're welcome, and then that's okay, or no problem, or don't mention it, and that's my pleasure. Many other expressions. So when someone helps us, we say thank you. Good manners are important in English, not just only in English, in Burmese language as well. So we tend to be very polite when we are talking to someone who is in authority or who is older than us in some ways, in Burmese language as well. In English, it's also say, even though we can be very open or we can be very frank when we speak in English, but there's also politeness in the language. So we say thank you when we want to show our appreciation to someone who helps us. And so I'd like to present like three situations when we say excuse me in English. So we say or we use excuse me in English when we want attention. It can be in a classroom, it can be in a public places like the park or the other places as well. We can say excuse me when we want attention or when we want to get someone's attention. So we can say just excuse me. And when we want to interrupt somebody, we can say excuse me. The last situation is when we pass in front of someone. So we can also say excuse me. So let me do something. Or without offending you. So that means excuse me. So example, we can say excuse me, teacher, or excuse me, may I come in? So we can just say excuse me. That means another word that means forgive me. Excuse me and forgive me. It can also mean in that way. So we use excuse me to be polite. That means we don't offend other people if we use excuse me. If we don't use excuse me, other people may think that we are rude and we are not very polite. Right? So we can use this phrase as well. This is a very powerful word. Another thing is we say sorry when we make a mistake. It can be a big mistake or a small mistake. Sometimes we also need to um, pay something back. It depends on the mistake that we make. Right? But generally speaking, if we say sorry, it means we are polite. So example, sorry I'm late, or I'm sorry, or sorry about that. So sorry shows responsibility and respect. In some cases, it also shows accountability. We say sorry. After that, we take care of what we have to. So only polite people behave in this way. So in every life, we have to say sorry. We also have to say please, thank you, and excuse me. So these are very good things to know in English language. In Burmese language, is also in the same way. So now let me be talking about polite questions. Polite questions often start with special words. So like this, can you, blah, 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 could you, and may I. So can you is a polite request. Could, here we're not talking about the past. Could is more polite than can. So if I say, can you do that? Could you do that for me? So could is more polite than can in this case when we make a request. Another thing is may I. May I is here more polite than could. So this one is, let's say may I is formal language. It's very polite. Most of the time in every line, people don't use that. If we use may I, it's a little awkward. But may I is here in these three sentences, the most polite one. Can you is just a request, and then could you is more polite, and then may I is the most polite one in these three. Our example, can you repeat please? Is a request. It's a polite request. We put please here. And then may I go out? May I go out is very polite one. People don't usually use it. But when we want to be when we want to show our politeness, we can say may I go out? And could you help me? Can you help me? And could you help me the same? But could is more polite. So these questions sound soft and polite. So this is about polite questions. And so let me like compare two things. Which one is polite? The first one or the second one, you can see that here. This one is not very polite. So this one sounds like talking to a friend or someone we know really well. So give me a book. So maybe between two friends or between two peers, they have the same age, the same level, so they don't need to care about anything. They don't need to be polite. So give me your book. Not very polite. Come here. So come here. Maybe a teacher is talking to a child or a student. Not very polite. This one, but the second one, you can think about the tone and words. So these two sentences are more polite than the first two sentences, but they have the same meaning. Please give me your book. So when you hear this one, they're the same. It's like a command or an order or something, asking someone to do something. So give me your book. But this one, please give me your book. This one is more polite. All right? Can you come here, please? Or can you come here, please? All right. So tone and words are very important. Same meaning, but different tone. People have different feelings and emotions depending on how we say something. So it's also a kind of art, and people need to practice. Um, so here is so we can see better which one is more polite, right? The second one, is more polite. And as teachers, we should use polite English every day. All right. So we should use polite English every day. And so students learn English by listening to us. And they know what the teacher would do if they are familiar with their teacher. So we need to speak calmly without showing our anxiety or our emotion because we are their role models. They are learning from us. So when we think about the classroom connection, as teachers, we should teach students polite expressions. We shouldn't swear or we shouldn't use dirty words in the classroom. So they might say, "Oh, our teacher is also using bad words," and if we do, it shouldn't be a problem because even our teacher is behaving in that way. Right? So for that reason, we should teach students polite expressions. We shouldn't discriminate someone over anything, against anything. It might be race or about their gender or anything. So we should be a good role model. That's the last one. If we speak politely, students will also speak politely. This helps with classroom management. And we will try to create a safe environment or a classroom for everyone in the classroom. Whether they are a boy or a girl, doesn't matter. Whether they are old or young, it doesn't matter. So we will make them feel safe and confident without having to worry about anything. So for that reason, we should use polite language in the classroom, and we should use like sorry, excuse me, thank you, or please, or can or could. So this is about general English, and so let me wrap up my lesson here. Practice time, say politely. If you want to ask for help, what is your question? What teacher, please? You want to ask for help. You want to ask somebody for help. What is your question?
Can you give me your textbook?
Okay, so yeah, we can say, can you give me your textbook? No problem. Yeah. Um, for help. Okay, no problem. It's also kind of asking for help. Can you give me your textbook? What about asking to?
Hear me?
Can you help me? Yeah, very simple, right? We are asking for help, so can you help me? Correct. Thank you. Can you help me? Very right, and it's correct. Can you help me? We can also say, could you help me? Right? Could you help me? COULD, could. Could you help me? And what about the second thing? Say politely. You wanna ask someone to open the door. What's your question for that?
Could you open the door, please?
Could you open the door, please? Okay. Could you open the door, please? We can also say, could you open the? Your question is correct. Yeah. Could you open the door, please? So the last one to say politely. Thank you.
Thank you, I have.
Sorry. Thank you for your help. Okay.
Thank you, I have.
Oh, okay. Thanks. So we better use for. Thanks for your help. Instead of saying thanks your help, we need to say thanks for your help.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your questions. They're very helpful. One teacher wrote here, would it be possible to bring a glue stick from home tomorrow? Yeah. So that's also very polite. Would it be possible? That's right. It's a very polite request. And could you pass me the marker, please? Okay. That's also a polite request. Thank you for your questions. So I assume that you understand the lesson really well and you can use English really well. Okay, this is all about today. And so as a friendly reminder, on day 6, that will be on Sunday, one teacher from each school, and you need to do a short teaching demonstration. The teaching time will be only 5 to 7 minutes, so it's not a very long one. Again, this is not an exam. We are just sharing our knowledge and the way that we are teaching to our students. And what to prepare, you don't need to do any special preparation for that. You can teach any simple lesson or activity. For example, you can include greetings, giving commands, classroom instructions, asking questions, and using a polite tone in your micro teaching, and teach as if students are in front of you. So your students will be the other teachers, including me. So it will be one teacher from each school. So it will be about 5 to 7 teachers, I guess. So that would be on. So here's the wrong day. It's not on Saturday any longer. Not tomorrow. It will be the day after tomorrow on Sunday. The goal is just to try, practice, and learn from each other, not to criticize or judge anyone here. Okay, so we're here to grow together, not to put someone down. And so, in short, I would say good classroom management is not shouting, is not trying to control our students. So we are trying to help our students to learn better. That is the goal of classroom management, not to control students' activities and their, let's say, their choice or their freedom. It's just about helping them. So it is clear English, calm voice, and kind heart. And tomorrow we will continue building confidence in classroom English. And so I just want to say thank you, all the teachers, principals, and academic managers. And hope to see you tomorrow, everyone. And have a good night. So I will be talking about encouraging students tomorrow. That is the last lesson for our holiday training. Thank you for all your attention. And if you have any questions, any comments, and something that you have to share with all of us, you're welcome to do so. We have about 10 minutes.